every time I turn on this camera, something going on. I think that's just the nature of the game. I think that's how it's gonna be. Me turning on the camera and complaining. Nah. I'm really happy. I'm happy that I've had a video go viral and I have been gaining so many new people. Hello. And hello to all those who've been here. And yeah, I'm really happy. But today was shambles. Very much so shambles. Yep, nothing was working out. Tried to upload yesterday. Well, uploaded my K-pop video. It was great. Very tiring video. Very, very tiring. It's like running in place. But great video. And YouTube just said no. Just said no. We don't want to push this video. And I'm over here like, why? Why YouTube? Why don't you want to? And it's just like, no. I have no clue. Why I didn't want to push it. It could have been the shirt. It could have been me in the camera with the grill. I don't know. I'll re-upload it at another point because I spent my time on it, so I'll re-upload it. But today I just had one of them moments, and I just want to say, anybody who's starting a YouTube channel, that's just how it goes. It's like it rewards you, and then it has a moment where it's just like you just don't understand. And you can watch the YouTube videos and it's like, oh, this is how it goes. All that's gonna make you is generic. You got to figure out what works for you. So because if you're trying to be yourself and push something authentic, you're gonna have to go your own way. Because they're not gonna help you be you. You can take pieces and stuff, but nobody's gonna teach you and help you how to go on your road more than taking pieces from other people who are doing, just random people, and then just compiling it together and basically just applying and then finding out what works for you. Because what really works for the greats and stuff like that, if that's not what you're wanting and what you're going for, it's gonna make you lose yourself, because everything's just generic. High pace or low pace, high production, requiring you to end up with all these employees, having this social media, working yourself to the bone. It's like, you got to know what your end result is, and you got to know what you're going in for and what you want, because at the end of the day, that's all they're going to teach you how to do, is try to get to that level. And I feel like there's no impact on that. It's just doing the same thing, same old, everybody looking the same, the vibration just feeling the same. Like when you go through your shorts, it's like everything can feel the same. Like, especially depending on your mood, you really notice it. Sometimes you won't, but then the moments that you do, it gets really old. Like when you really just want just stripped down video and just people really authentically being themselves without all the cuts and all the extra stuff. Like, why do we need all this dopamine? It's like, it feels like we're being babysat. That's what it feels like. It's like there's just this need to babysit and just numb the brain. It's like, I don't need my brain numb. I want to be sober. I want to stay sober. I want to know what you got going on. I want to know who behind that camera, who behind, like on Dorothy. I want to know who's behind the curtain. And I'm keeping my eye on you, because I know what you're doing. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to make it through. But I'm watching you. You hurt my feelings. Today. Yeah, you hurt my feelings. but I made it out. I showed up today. But the thing is, y'all, when you clock in, when I clocked in, I said, hey, I clock in, now give me my views. I clock in and they say, I don't care. It's like everybody wants views. It's pretty, pretty industry. It's like you can kind of feel the vibe. It's like definitely industry based. Like they don't care. They don't care who you are. And it's like I can catch the vibe. I'm catching the drift. I can take a note. But I'm gonna continue to be myself. But I lost myself a bit. In my video, I decided to take out the funny parts and stuff like that. But my friend said, never compromise your art for anybody. You keep doing you. It's like, I lost myself, but I'm like, you know what? After the whole shambles and losing it and needing to gather myself together, I soaked it in after that. Because you got to go through the pain. You got to feel the pain to be able to release it and get back normal. It's like you don't just go through life like rainbows, and you never should just avoid it either, because then it'll just seep into something else. Like you got to release it, allow yourself to feel it, but then you got to step back out. And it's definitely important to have loving people around you or somebody you can talk to help you get out of that slump so that you can actually heal, because you need to be supported, especially when you're going through something new in life. You definitely need support. You definitely need love. And if you don't, you definitely gonna have to learn to love yourself and be patient with yourself. But having support helped me. You can't live this life alone. So I wouldn't suggest doing it alone, because you need somebody. But yeah, I just want to say that it's like in the society, it's like, why isn't it okay for me to be me? Why do I have to be like somebody else? I shouldn't have to change me to make somebody else happy. If I'm not hurting you, especially if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I shouldn't have to change me. And I'm not saying that, the platform necessarily is saying that I have to change, but you definitely can feel the fact that that's what's going on around you. And it can be a little enticing. It's like, now I can see what happened to happened to YouTubers in the past. And when I was watching, it's like, oh, that's what the hamster wheel that Gabby Hanna was talking about. It's like, oh, that's what they're talking about, the rises and falls and the unpredictabilities. It's like, that's what they're talking about. It's like, they'll boost you up, and then one moment they'll just say, no, this ain't working. And then it's just like, what's going on? And it's just like, slowly but surely, I feel like you feel like your voice could be taken away from you, because it's like they want to put you in this little box. They want to niche you down. And it's like, no, this is what your audience would like, and this is who you should be. It's like they're very suggestive, and I feel like they'll do it little by little, not all at once, like where you can be like, oh, I got you. It's like, I got him now. It's like, no, it's like very subtle. And they wait. It's sneak attacks, just little by little. It's like reward you, and then slip. And then it's just like, no, it's not like that. It's very conniving, really, very slick. But I'm watching it. I'm gonna keep being myself, but I'm watching it, and it does hurt your feeling. It's rough, and it's like, go through that, feel the pain, because at the end of the day, YouTube definitely is really hard. It's really hard, and it really eats at your ego. It's like I expect to get views. Like when I post, I expect to get something in return. It's like I put in my work, then I expect to get something in return. And it's like, oh, that's spoiled. It's like, no, that's just ego. That's just that you don't realize that you like that until I feel like it makes you like that when it acts like a thing, and then you think that's what it's supposed to be, and then all of a sudden it robs you from it. And I was like, what's that? I thought this was it's like, have a standard. It's like, if you're not gonna push it there, it's like, push it to somebody else, and then you can put a cap. That's what you would think. It's like, just play fair. Don't play favorites, just play fair. But that's not how it works. Of course that's not how it works if everybody is on the platform or whatever. But I think the whole thing is jacked up. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna keep on listen, guys, I'm gonna have to tell myself that it's okay to make myself feel better. But it's not okay. It's really annoying. And it breaks people down. There's no structure. At the end of the day, I can see where this whole world is going. I can see where it's going. It's the Apple effect. It's like they're getting people used to a thing, and then they're just gonna strip your rights little by little, and they entitle people. It's like you can see it in the comments, especially. It don't matter. You can see it in the comments. People feel very entitled to people. Entitled. It's like they don't look at people on the platform as human. It's like, especially the more high a person goes, it's like, I don't know, but it's like if you were there, you only could understand if you're there. And you only view people from the lens of who you are. Especially if you're not a person who's very empathetic and you're more closed-minded and selfish. You can't feel how somebody else feels. But it's hurting people. It's like I'm watching Chick-fil-A girl, go through her thing, and it makes me feel sad. Praying is taking his break, and people don't understand what's going on with him. But I'm just like, he just going back to doing the content that he was doing before, enjoying life. That's what he was doing before the whole bit. It's like people just want pieces of people. It's like, no, you can't just take pieces of people. Accept them as they are. You don't need to relate or anything like that. You just need to love people for who they are. Just love them for the simple fact that they're living in the world and you're in it, and that you don't have to be here alone. And if you don't like them and you get to a point where you're not feeling them like that, the season could be up. Watch somebody else. Like, just move on. There's no need to go in shambles. It's like the Fanita thing right now. Everybody doing all this talking, and she's apologizing and stuff, but even before the apology, I could see that she was in pain. It's like I could see that as a viewer, but to me it's like a weird thing to see the lack of love and the lack of discernment that people have, that it's just like they just get offended when somebody's going off and then you can't see deeper. It's like, that's why I say I came up with this week that it's like, you got to watch out for people who got 2020. They see everything that's going on wrong. They can see, they say, aha. People that go, aha, I see now. And it's like, you don't see nothing. You're not really seeing what's really going on. Because what's really going on is everything that you really can't see with your eyes. It's like, you're not seeing that somebody is going through something. It's like your first thing should be like, why is that person doing that? Why is the person saying the thing? Especially like there's so many things going on in the world that you could put your energy towards. But that's what you want to put your energy towards? It's like I think people got way too much time on their hands. But they have all these dreams and stuff like that. They want to complain. But it's like they want the very thing that the other person that they're complaining about has. But then they feel entitled to talk about all the negative things because 2020, you see it. It's like, but that's not how that works. Who cares? Who cares what that is? Click out, tune out. Let them fail like you think that they are. And they're not. The only one who's going to fail is you being miserable.
Oh my.
And it's like you might be successful in a moment. The person has to go away and everything like that because you're just so doggone hateful. You're so hateful. It's like people are just so hateful nowadays. And it's like you can feel it. The temperature is definitely rising. And I'm just going to stay here in my cool spot, praying for people. And I'm like, you going to be okay. Like, ooh, you going to be okay. It's like, man, because people are mean. People are so mean. That's why, like, in the forefront of my mind, I'm always like, waiting on a hate comment. And I know that's not the right mindset to have. But it's like before I started my channel, I'm a researcher. So I want to know what the platform is about. I'm glad that I didn't start in my 20s. Oh, wow. I built myself up because I saw the ones that I looked up to and was watching as I was growing in my 20s. And Yeah. Yeah, no. It's like seeing the downfall of the beauty community. That was shambles. I'm like on the other end, like, I don't want that to happen to me. So I played it real safe. I got me together so that when I got on here, that I could really do my own thing, and that I could really see the platform for what it was. I could really see social media for what it was. I didn't want to be blindsided. I feel like things are pretty established with the hate train, paparazzi. I feel like social media now has its Hollywood moment. It's pretty Hollywood now. It's like everybody wants attention. Everybody knows that YouTube pays and that that's the ultimate goal. And if it's not, it's just a hobby or whatever like that. But when it is for that, people climbing, it's a rat race. And it's like you got to do what you got to do, but don't lose yourself. It's like, don't lose yourself. It's like you definitely have to play the game, because if you're not playing the game and you're wanting a certain result, then you're only fooling yourself. But you got to play the game carefully, because I think losing yourself happens in pieces. And I feel like it happens when it breaks you down, just little by little. Little by little, it just breaks you down. And I won't let it do that. I will just take my time. I will pivot when I need to pivot, but I've learned that it's all about balance. You pivot, but sometimes you just got to know when to hit pause. You got to know it's okay to be you. You got to breathe, be patient, because this YouTube thing is is dog eat dog. It's a challenge, but I know that I'll make it, and you'll make it too. And you'll see all of these advice videos, but you definitely learn from experience. But go at your own pace, because at the end of the day, only you know what you can handle. Don't go off jumping in deep waters. Don't go doing that. You need life jacket. People say just do it. No, go at your own pace, because if you go jumping in the water and you don't have a life jacket, you don't have somebody to support you. If you start to drown, if you don't have a lifeguard around and you don't know what you're doing, you will get to a low place. That's how I feel like that's like a symptom of like burnout, when you go off too deep and the water gets too far over your head and you start to drown. And you got to make sure to take those steps into the water. So, and then if the tide comes in, because I feel like it's not just like a pool, it's like an ocean. I feel like this platform is like an ocean. You got to be very careful, and you got to make sure that you have somebody around you, because that ocean can have pitfall. And if you have that and you don't know how to swim yet, so it's like, take your time, because if you get that hate comment and you don't have somebody there helping you out, or you got to know what you can handle. Not everybody can handle having a bunch of people's opinions coming in all at once, good or bad and stuff like that. It can be overwhelming, especially if you're an introvert. Like, and to me, I'm omnivert. No, whatever. I'm both. I'm like equally introverted and extroverted. But the introverted side is like definitely needs to take its time. And you gotta know your limits. And yeah, it's like we're just living in a time where it's like authenticity is just relatability and sameness. It's not relatability. It's just everybody, trying hard to be relatable, but not really being themselves, which is very interesting. It's an interesting situation that we're in right now. But I just want to tell you, it's okay to be you. I love people to be them. Just be authentically you. It's like, it's okay for us to be different. I don't have to look like you. I don't have to have your same background. I don't have to understand all your jokes. I don't have to understand everything that you've gone through. I can just accept you for you. And I hope that people can accept me for me. It's like I'll give it and it'll return back to me, and vice versa. So I just say all this to say that I know it's okay to be me, and I'm going to continue to be me. And I want to inspire people to be themselves, and that it's okay to be themselves, because life is so short to worry about what other people think about you and worry about the goal. It's like I have to enjoy the journey. And it's like it's easy to dish out advice, it's harder to take it in. That's something that it's like you know it, but it's like you're constantly having to learn it. And today I had a hard dose of learning. It's like my ego was shot, shambles, still shambles. It's like I feel like this is like the 6th, 7th take that I've did of this talk, and it's still on. And I think that's just what it's gonna be. I think that I'm just gonna upload a long talk. It's just gonna be a long chat, and I hope that it's gonna help somebody. Yep, and it is gonna help somebody. I love you guys, and yep, I'm gonna continue to do more chats and updates. And yeah, have a great night, day, whatever time it is. And yeah, see you next time.